Good morning, this is Mrs. Pruitt, and we are doing our math mid-chapter checkpoint. I'm going to strongly suggest that you do workbook pages 357 and 358 on your own first. So pause this video, go ahead and try to do these pages first on your own, and then come back and check the answers with me to see if you've done it correctly. Do that first before you go to Clever and take the mid-chapter checkpoint there. You want to practice doing this first and then take the actual assessment or the quiz. Okay? All right, so let's start with number 1. Blank name the same amount. That would be equivalent. Fractions. A blank is a common multiple of 2 or more denominators. That's a common denominator. All right, going to 3 through 5, write 2 equivalent fractions. Now let's do a little review. When you want to make an equivalent fraction, you want to take the fraction and you want to multiply both the numerator and the denominator by the same number or the same whole fraction. So if we did 2/5, I'm going to write it here, and let's say we're going to multiply by 2 over 2. Then we would get 2 times 2 is 4, and 2 times 5 is 10. That makes an equivalent fraction. All right, we could also multiply by 3. 2 times 3 is 6, 5 times 3 is 15, and we've got our equivalent fractions. We could go here to 1/3. We could pick any whole number like 10 out of 10. We could do 1 times 10 is 10, and 3 times 10 is 30. We could pick the number 7. 1 times 7 is 7, and 3 times 7 is 21. Most of the time we just multiply by 2 and 3, but you can really pick any number that you want. All right, 3/4. 3 times 2 is 6, 4 times 2 is 8, so I get an equivalent fraction of 6/8. Let's try by 4. 3 times 4 is 12, 4 times 4 is 16, and we have 2 equivalent fractions. All right, tell whether the fractions are equivalent. Write equal or not equal. All right, I've taught you 2 strategies for this. We can either change 2/3 into 12ths to see if they're equal or not. To do that, I would think 3 times 4 is 12. So I get a 12 over here. 2 times 4 is 8. So now I have 8 twelfths and 4 twelfths. Are they equal to each other? No. Another way you could have done that is to cross multiply, and we'll try that over here. 6 times 10 is 60. 12 times 5 is 60. So I know that these two are equivalent. 1/4 and 4/8. Well, you might already know in your head that 4/8 is equal to a half. 1/4 is not equal to a half, or we can just cross multiply. 1 times 8 is 8, 4 times 4 is 16. These are not equivalent. They are not equal. All right, let's write the fraction in the simplest form. Now, when we're going to simplest form, we have to find a common factor that we can divide both the numerator and the denominator by to get it smaller. How low can you go? All right, so there's 2 ways you could do that. You could take 6 and do a factor rainbow. 1 and 6, 2 and 3. Okay, and then I could take 8, 1 and 8, 2 and 4, and that's about it. So now I'm looking for a common factor to divide by. I can divide by 1, but that's not going to get us any smaller. The next one that they both have in common is a 2. They don't have 3 in common, and they don't have 6 or 8. So we're going to be dividing by 2. 6 divided by 2 would be 3. And 8 divided by 2 would be 4. So in simplest form, 6/8 changes to 3/4. And when I get to a prime number, then I know I'm as low as we can go. That's simplest form. Okay, 25/100. Well, let's see. Could I divide 100 by 25? Think of quarters. Let's do 25 divided by 25. We're going to get 1. How many quarters equal $1? 4. So 100 divided by 25 is 4. So in the simplest form, that's going to be 1/4. All right, here we've got 8/10. I know I can divide 8 by 4, but can I do 10 divided by 4? That's not going to work, so let's go lower. How about 8 divided by 2? 8 divided by 2, I'm going to get a 4. 10 divided by 2, I'm going to get a 5. I have a prime number. I'm as low as I can go. Excuse me. Okay, write the pair of fractions is a pair of fractions with a common denominator. That means they're both going to have the same denominator. Well, I look here and I've got 3/10 and 2/5. Can I change one of those denominators to make another denominator? Yes. I can change 2/5 to tenths. If I multiply by 2 and multiply by 2. So I've got 3/10, and now we're going to change this to tenths. 2 times 2 is 4. 5 times 2 is 10. Excuse me. All right, 1/3 and 3/4. I can't multiply 3 by something and get 4. And I can't multiply 4 by something and get 3. So I'm going to have to find another common multiple that they both have. So if I was counting by 3s, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and I could count by 4s, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, okay? I notice that they have 12 in common. So I can change both of these to 12s. Okay, so I'm going to think to myself, 3 times what number will equal 12? 3 times 4. So 1 times 4 is 4. Here, 4 times 3 equals 12. So 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, let's go to the back page. Sam needs 5 6-cup mashed bananas and 3/4 cup mashed strawberries for a recipe. He wants to find whether he needs more bananas or more strawberries. How can he write 5 6 and 3/4 as a pair of fractions, with a common denominator? Okay, so we have to find a common multiple of 6 and 4 to change these into another fraction. So let's do our 6's first. Remember the turtle song where we did the dance? 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. Okay, let's do 4's. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Okay, right away I notice that they both have 12 in common. So let's change 5, 6, and 3/4 into 12ths. So think to yourself, 6 times what number equals 12? 6 times 2. So 5 times 2 is 10. And then I've got 3/4, and I'm going to change it into 12ths. 4 times what number is 12? 3. 3 times 3 is 9. Okay. Karen will divide her garden into equal parts. She will plant corn in 8/12 of the garden. What is the fewest number of parts she can divide her garden into? And they're saying the answer is 3 parts. So into equal parts, 8/12. What is the fewest number of parts? I also have written here 2/3. So if we took 8/12 and divided by 4. Oh, I get it. Okay. All right, so 2/3 of the garden is going to be corn, and then another third is going to be the rest of the garden. Okay, I'm not sure I explained that one very well, and if that question comes up on the Clever assignment, I may have taken that kind of a question out. Okay, Olivia's making scarves. Each scarf will have 5 rectangles, and 2/5 of the rectangles will be purple. How many purple rectangles does she need for 3 scarves? So each scarf, 2/5 is going to be purple. Okay, so 2 of the rectangles are going to be purple. How many purple? Well, that's like 2 times 3 because she's making 3 scarves. So she's going to need 6 purple rectangles. Because 2 out of the 5 rectangles are purple, and if she's going to make 3 scarves, 2 purple times 3 would make 6 purple rectangles. Number 17. Pedro needs to buy 5/8 pound of peanuts. The scale at the store measures parts of a pound in 16th. What measure is equivalent to 5/8 pound? So we're taking 5/8 and we're making it equal to 16ths. So think to yourself, 8 times what number equals 16? That would be 2. So I have to multiply by the same number. 2 times 5 is 10. Okay? All right, that's it. I'm going to look at this question right here a little bit more. I'm not sure I explained that right. If I need to make a correct video to correct that one, I will. I know the answer is 3 parts. Maybe you'll figure it out before I do. All right, so make sure you study this before you go to do the assignment on Clever. All right, hope you had a great week, and I will see you very, very soon in person.